very, very much to all those who spoke. They've said it all and much more than I really deserve. But let me start first of all by saying this. Thank you. Thank you is a word which is missing in many, many instances and should be strengthened, because we all receive things from people and we must never forget to say thank you. And you know yourself, unfortunately, there are people who take this for granted. First of all, I do want to say to my dear friend, Rabbi Dan. You know, I met Dan, as you said, as he told you in Liverpool, but this Rabbi Dan is not just an ordinary rabbi. He's a boxer. He's a footballer. He's a personable person. He reads all sorts of literature. He's in the Talmud Chacham. And that's very important in rabbis of today's generation. It was different in my generation. The generation of rabbis today demands that they are, what shall I say, a general factotum. We have never had to open gates. We didn't have to put out the Sidorim, and we didn't have to feed people like that. Today, I want you to know that Rabbi Dan and his wife, the rabbis and Liat, they're in the kitchen. They are looking after everybody, and from behind, if you only realized it, he's doing work. When I had 2 assistants, he has none. But I'll tell you, both of us get on so well, you know why? Because the Almighty God is with us. That's my assistant. You know, when people say you're an inspiration, I'm not the inspiration, it's people. You are the inspiration, and my inspiration is a college moral. And before I go any further, I just want you all to stand, because I'm going to make a bracha. Please, a very important bracha of the very, very lovely presentation of grace to declare my official fact that I'm here 105. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu, v'ki yamanu, v'ki yamanu, l'zman hazeh. Thank you, I'll sit down. You know, my friends, what is life worth without unity in family life, in communal life, and in the life of the nation? What is very essential that we should remember is that we are only part of a whole family of people. In all my lectures, I've always stressed that we don't know what Adam was. He could have been a black man. In fact, in Shir Hashir it says of Solomon, Shani Shechar Horis, which means he was swarthy. And a lot of the black people were in the audience to thank me for that, because it encourages it. We must encourage in our way of life, and also to remember, make peace happen. It said, when you speak as he is, not as you are. You've got to think about the opinions of other people. Think about them before we criticize them. And at the same time, you know, dear friends, sometimes in misinterpretations, in misunderstandings, we create havoc. Well, I must tell you that when I say thank you to all of you, it is with my heart, because I thank today and had the prayers really a thanksgiving, communal prayer, which I felt should celebrate 105. Baruch nafshi es Hashem. blessing you, O Lord. And these are the little things which we sometimes forget. But if we understand the simplicity of our philosophy as Jews, we will be so much more united, so much more friendly, so much more loving, so much more strong in the face of our enemies. I am not happy when I see the academics on the university campuses criticizing Israel. Jewish people, I'm not speaking of non-Jewish people. What do you want from non-Jews when we ourselves have no respect for ourselves and our philosophy? Why? Well, you know, in the Pyrrhic it's very simple. The world stands on three things. Al-Hoemis, Al-Torah, Al-Shalom. Stands on truth, be honest, be strong, learn your Torah. You become much more moral and ethical and loving to each other. We want unity, and it's the unity of the Jewish people that will ultimately triumph over our enemies. We don't want that our students should be so afraid to learn at a university because there are scoundrels there talking in terrible terms about Jewish people and Israel. But we have to try to teach them something by our own way of life. Have we got enough respect for ourselves? Some Jewish people, they are afraid. We must stand up, face our enemies. We must speak, but we must have knowledge in order to know how to do it in a way, diplomatically or as well, perhaps. But it's very essential, my friends, that unity in the Jewish community will ultimately be the strength that will overcome any enemy. We must not say to ourselves that, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that because he's of some other one show and there's another show. We don't want that. We are a Kahila. It's not just Perth I'm talking about world Jewry. We need a unity in our world as Jewish people. We are all part of Israel. Every one of us. There's no Jewish people in the diaspora that are called A, and in Israel B. We are all A. We are all one. And we must have that great respect for each other. I am very worried sometimes when I see Jewish people fighting because they're jealous of each other. Or there is some sort of argument that goes on and never ending for nonsense. I've told you Al-Hoemis, the world stands, says this great Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, on emes. Be true to yourself before we can criticize others. We are a Torah because the Torah is the companion of our Constitution. It tells us how to live. It gives us the guide. Because after all, as one lady she asked me, you say we should be good. How are we good? How do we do with that? Learn the Torah. Go to a little lecture. Go to class, a little class. If not, you've got books today. The literature of the Jewish community is fabulous. What the Americans have done in Schottenstein, in the Talmud, in the Midrash, as well as Sidurim for Moshe, things which I never had as a boy, as a young kid or whatever it was. But today it's an open book for everybody, and it's in audio if people can't see. And I admire very, very much, I must tell you, those people who take audio books because they can't read. Yes, there's something for everybody. And no one should say it's alone. What is that? God is above. I live on my own. I don't live on my own. I have the Almighty God with me. And I've always got a book at my bedside, I read on a Kindle. 150 different books there, including the Oxford Dictionary. The important thing is to be able to do something with your life, to be able to say, yes, the example of the Jew is to be active for everybody, not just for our own community. To show the people that candle which has just been mentioned, how beautiful it was. How beautiful all the rabbis spoke of. But how it is a candle, it's not me, it's all of us. We are lighting that candle every night. My dear friends, that's my Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving service to thank people for 105. To thank the Almighty God that I'm able to do something with my life. You see, it's all very well saying 105, but it's not important that. People don't realize that what I did yesterday, I did today. And please, John, I'll do tomorrow if I can. But I don't think in twisted terms how the secret of longevity. What is longevity? Are you going to read another book? I can write a book on longevity. I don't want to keep young to speak. We are all one, my dear friends. And if we will live by the term, Al-Ha'emes, we are assured ultimately that word leads to the word peace. And all of us say it, and we can all sing it now together in Shalom. All say it with me. All say Shalom. V'imroimo, who yaseh Shalom. No man. Thank you, my dear friends, for coming, for helping me to celebrate this birth of what Rabbi says, Yom Holedet, and what Marcus, a wonderful, wonderful Talmud. I remember Marcus from the time that he got his first class honors in law at the university here, but principally because he was one of the first of my students in what I call the academy, where the Jewish people had to elevate the standard of Orthodox Judaism in this town. And with all that, I wish you all a happy Hanukkah, and let us have the light of nations on Israel. Let us hope that the darkness of the horizon will be illumined by the light of victory, that our hostages will be returned to their home. And all of us together, one people, a family of the Jewish nation, will be together to sing Tikva, hope in the future, and Shalom, peace, and Israel. Amen.
Counting down the days to your 106th birthday. We look forward to it. We'll see you this time next year. Can I just give an apology from our president, from Michael Levitt, and his wife Carolyn. They unfortunately could not be here tonight, and they send their warmest wishes to you, Rabbi Coleman, and they have sponsored our, do you call it a Kiddush if it's not Shabbat, but they've sponsored today's Kiddush in your honor. Thank you everybody for coming this evening. Thank you for honoring Rabbi Coleman. A special thank you to the various rabbis for all their kind words. And you're most welcome to join Rabbi and his family on the deck outside for some refreshments sponsored by Michael and Carolyn Levitt. I wish you all a Chanukah Sameach, a happy Chanukah, and Am Yisrael Chai.